are live on YouTube. I'm gonna be setting up the live stream on Facebook as well. Saglit lang. Okay, live na tayo sa YouTube. Oops, teka. Hinaan lang natin. Let's mute the phone monitors. Okay, so let me just set up the Facebook live stream, and then we're gonna discuss the name change na ginawa ng Facebook to Meta. And it seems like, well, actually it's not, it seems like, as it happens, there's a lot more on Meta than just a name change. And we're gonna be discussing that right now. Teka, let me just finish the stream. The setup. Let's talk about hassle kasi itong XSplit. Hindi pa pwedeng sabay na lang, di ba? Sabay na lang siya na Oy, Neil Rebel. Welcome back. Tambay ka lang muna. Let's inaayos ko lang yung Facebook, ha. Let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse. Share mo naman to, Neil. Share mo naman to para may kasama ka dyan. Dun 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 dun. Teka. Okay. Metaverse. Na nga. Okay, start broadcast. Let's check it out. Kung okay na. Let's just check the Facebook stream. Wala pa. Teka. Yun. Okay. Set up lang natin yung monitor. Alright. Patayin na natin to. Yon. Alright, let's start. What's up, motherfucker? What's up, motherfucker? Mali na naman. Ulit. Ulitin natin. Teka lang. Ayusin natin para maganda. OC ako sa mga ganito eh. Gusto ko happy ka. Ito dapat. May setting yan eh. Okay. Tama ba? First play on show, remember? Okay. Dito sa kabila. What's up, motherfucker? Okay. Okay, alam ko na. Ulitin natin. Dapat inayos ko yan kanina eh. Okay. Balik tayo dito. Alright. Take 3. What's up, motherfucker? Welcome to the Powerful Komiksman podcast. This is Ganito Lang Yan with Komiksman. Okay, so there's alam mo yun, tremendous news. Well, I suppose time will tell kung gaano ka-tremendous yung news na inilapag ni parang Mark Zuckerberg sa ginawa niyang move to rebrand Facebook to Meta. Meta is a puwet, si Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so teka. Okay, to everyone who's watching on Facebook, and should we call it meta page already, 'di ba? Parang ang labo nitong si itong si Mark Zuckerberg, gago talaga itong si Mark Zuckerberg, 'di ba? So meta page na ba 'to? O meta friends na ba ang tawag natin sa isa't isa? Ano pa ba? So YouTube, wala. YouTube pa rin sila hanggang ngayon. What's up YouTube? What's up? Meta Facebook. If you can share this stream, I will really appreciate it. Subscribe, comment what you think. What do you think about Mark Zuckerberg's or Facebook's move to change the name? And obviously hindi lang name change ang ginawa nila. And this is actually a big move na for sure they have been working on for many years. Siguro baka mga early 2010s pa lang visualize natin ni Mark Zuckerberg to and the Facebook team. And I suppose this is his kasi mga billionaires ngayon, iba ng mga trip sa buhay niyan eh. I suppose this is his version of Elon Musk's SpaceX, the Mars missions, the Jeff Bezos ano bang trip niya, basta yung mga space exploration ni Jeff Bezos ni sa Virgin, nalimutan ang pangalan, putya bad trip. They're all going to space. Yun ang bagong philanthropy. Nung early 1900s, inimbento nila yung philanthropy as we know it. Yung mga billionaires dati, sina Rockefeller, sina Carnegie, 'di ba? Kaya merong mga Carnegie Hall, Carnegie libraries all over the world because that was their thing. Kumbaga parang sobrang yaman nila, hindi na nila malaman kung anong gagawin nila sa kayamanan nila, and they were faced with the reality of mortality, 'di ba? Mamamatay din sila, hindi naman nila madadala yun sa sa libingan nila. So they want to immortalize themselves by doing these philanthropic works. Kasi nung bata sila, nagpapayamanan lang sila eh. Si Carnegie, si Rockefeller, si Morgan, mga ganyan. Tapos ngayon, parang na yun, lumang tugtugin na yun. Ang bagong philanthropy na ngayon would be to determine the future of humanity. Okay, so I think that's what's happening. And since space is medyo hindi naman overcrowded, 'di ba? Kasi pero meron ng mga players eh. Si Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and probably several other billionaires. Mark Zuckerberg, I think, is ang venture naman niya is to go within, 'di ba? The other billionaires are going outside the earth. Sa kanya naman he wants to go quantum. 'Di ba? So AI ang trip ni Mark Zuckerberg, and yun, I think this is his claim to immortality, and di ko alam kung time will tell how this will play out, if this will succeed or fail, because based on the video that Mark Zuckerberg released, meron siyang live stream. Puntahan natin. Teka, tanggalin na muna natin to. Okay, yan. So I posted it on our Facebook page here in the Powerful Komiksman podcast on Meta Facebook. Nakakainis eh, di ba? Dapat tanggalin na nila yung Facebook. Anyway, so the Facebook team, let's call it Facebook na lang muna right now, di ba? Kasi hindi pa naman nila pinapalitan to eh, di ba? Teka, baka biglang malakas. Wait lang ha. Okay. Let's Full screen natin to. Siguro naman di ako ano ng Facebook. Ika-copyright strike, 'di ba? So he released this video pero ni-live niya. Pero hindi naman talaga siya live. So this is about more than an hour, and here he explained the vision. Obviously hindi ko alam kung ano talaga tong Meta kasi bago lang to. This literally just dropped early morning here in the Philippines. Tapos nakita ko na lang na may mga breaking news about it. At first it was just a rebranding, na yun yung balita sa Facebook o ng mga news outlets, until Facebook released this video detailing some features, yung mga other things about the change. Essentially parang kasi social media, basically Mark Zuckerberg is one of the driving force ng social media. Kumbaga, you cannot discuss social media history without mentioning this man's name. Whether you like him or not, ganun talaga siya. 'Di ba? Facebook, for better or worse, a lot of great things are brought to the world because of Facebook, Twitter, social and other social media accounts, YouTube, lahat na 'yan. Pero at the same time, you can alam mo yun, the cons, some would argue na mas madami yung cons ng social media in terms of its effect to society, to our mental health, to spreading the truth, 'di ba? Lying, it can be weaponized because information is just as lethal as any other form of warfare, 'di ba? Kahit anong weapon siya, parang it's if you can destroy governments, you can bring down empires. If you can spread disarray in amongst the people nung lugar na yun, nung bansa na yun. And that is the bad face of social media, which is they're claiming na ginagawa nila, but of course they're claiming, I mean Facebook is claiming na they're trying to minimize that, they're doing something about it, 'di ba? All the time. Pero of course, these are still people with their own biases, and sometimes they would not align with the rest of the world. 'Di ba? They would need kumbaga parang it's human nature eh. Meron kang sarili mong paninindigan, meron kang sarili mong paniniwala. You would think, I believe naman, I would give him the kasi some people are saying na Mark Zuckerberg, the lizard man, is inherently evil. Well, maybe he is, but I would like to think that he is not. Kasi if he is, then we're fucked. Diba? I would like to think that he's just doing things na he really think is good. Kasi there are lots of allegations about Facebook and other social media giants parang picking the side of a specific political party, especially in the US, 'di ba? And they actively suppress dissenting opinions on what the mainstream narrative is in terms of COVID, elections, and mga critical issues that concern not just the US but the world, 'di ba? About China, about kung ano-ano pa about the economy, and this is basically Facebook is almost like an entire country. Para siyang ganun eh. And it is a country that resides in all countries basically, 'di ba? Parang it's a country within every country in the world, and it's very hard to contain them. It's very hard to kasi they have tremendous power. They have exponential, kumbaga exponential ang lamang nila sa power ng traditional media because of availability, because of technology. Um, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how much power these social media giants have. Google, Facebook, Twitter, grabe. And that's I suppose that's just something that we have to live with. And with Meta, the Metaverse, ito Mark Zuckerberg introduced the Metaverse. Like I said, if other billionaires are trying to go outside the earth and explore the universe, ang trip ni Mark Zuckerberg is to create his own universe inside, kumbaga, in virtual reality. 'Di ba? 'Yun ang trip niya. And basically he wants to replicate our world. Parang ano 'yan, parang magiging Ready Player One. Parang Sims, ganyan. And I don't know. I don't know how much they are already, how much work is already done. Kasi if you gonna, I browsed this a little bit kanina. Ang kanilang ultimate goal is to create realistic AI. Kumbaga, ito render to nung ano eh. This hindi siya tunay na tao. Ganyan yung level na gusto nilang marating sa avatars nila. So they can replicate personal interaction, quote unquote personal interaction in the virtual world. And that's like Black Mirror shit, 'di ba? And Mark Zuckerberg said na wala pa sila dito. They are still building the technology, 'di ba? Obviously, I don't know kung kaya. And aside from that, they would need new devices for this. Many years ago, several years pa lang. Wala pa namang dekada, no? Pero with Facebook parang bought Oculus Rift. So Oculus Rift is a VR device. Yung nilalagay mo sa parang you're gonna see 3D, virtual reality. Alam niyo naman 'yun, 'di ba? Hindi ko na explain. So virtual reality device yung Oculus Rift, and Facebook was very interested in that. And yun, he went silent for a long time, 'di ba? Parang wala namang ano eh. Parang people thought Facebook is gonna be entering the gaming industry. Pero wala namang mga Facebook games na lumabas using Oculus Rift. So apparently, ito yung gusto niya palang gawin, to create a virtual reality world ala Ready Player One. I suppose that's the closest. Kasi if you haven't seen the movie Ready Player One, you basically have avatars of yourself in a virtual world. Tapos meron kang mga gadgets para makasali ka doon. And eto, ang gusto niya parang Matrix style, di ba? you can hold classes, and you can even play basketball with other people. Hindi ko alam kung paano niya gagawin 'yun. I suppose you would need to have your own basketball court. Pero ang I don't know how they are gonna pull this off. And I suppose this would be a very long kumbaga long, parang very slow burn ng gagawin ng Facebook dito, na they're not expecting this to happen in in next year, in the very near future. Kumbaga, kasi first of all, they would need to release some kind of device first that would support this metaverse, because obviously what Mark Zuckerberg said is ilalabas niya dun sa phone yung social media. This would be the next step for social media. Hindi na siya limited, and yung mga personal interaction would be replicated virtually, unlike na kumbaga virtual talaga, na in virtual reality na hindi constrained by a phone screen, 'di ba? It's very ambitious. It's kumbaga parang shit talk right at this point. Pero you know what? Hindi mo alam mangyayari talaga eh. Right now, the smartphones that you are holding in your hand, that's basically sorcery back in the early 90s, 'di ba? And that's just what 30 years ago. And alam mo yun, when we got our first cell phones in the late 90s, nung naging colored yung screens ng mga cellphones, 'di ba? Colored pa lang, wala pang ability to take photos. Kumbaga feeling namin yun na yun. That is the pinnacle of technology. 'Di ba? Feeling namin yun. So nung nagka-camera, shit, may camera yung cellphone. Ito na yun. Kumbaga wala nang lalampas pa dito. And now we have HD cameras, 'di ba? Now we have Wi-Fi, we have mobile internet. Ang bilis we have LTE. Back then yung dial-up internet is kumbaga is shit. 'Di ba? Parang hindi mo pagtsatsagaan pag wala kang perseverance. And so it's kumbaga right now parang hindi mo maisip kung paano gagawin to. But I suppose there are really smart people who can pull this off. Kasi kung hindi naman nila ilalabas to. Diba? Hindi naman mangangahas si Mark Zuckerberg to do this. Yan, gumagawa sila ng so basically kailangan pala meron kang sariling basketball court dapat. Okay. So what I'm saying is right now it may be, I mean, to us ordinary people, hindi natin ma-comprehend kung paano gagawin to, how this could be possible, but one day it will happen. And ang hindi lang natin alam is how the world will respond to this. Diba? If it's gonna be embraced. First of all, ang mga ang mga questions would be, for sure, at first during the first years of this, hindi pag the technology, whatever device they will eventually come up with, would not be kumbaga parang like the first cellphones siguro na nilabas dati, they get it, the mobile aspect of the phone, pero yung full potential na visualize ni Mark Zuckerberg, hindi pa siguro kaya nun, hindi pa siguro kaya nung first device na ilalabas nila. I would speculate that would be the case. Kasi di ko alam kung but then again, malay mo kaya, 'di ba? Kasi the thing with technology is habang tumatagal, pamura ng pamura yung mga gadgets. There's a law about that, mga microchips. Every 3 years they I don't know if 3 years, but after a certain period of time, biglang makakat in half ang price nila, at saka madodoble or triple yung capacity nila. I think it's just months. Every 3 months ata, if I'm not mistaken. Ganun kabilis yung usad ng technology, such that yung mga cellphones dati, again, we go back to it, yung mga 3210, magkano na lang ngayon? 400, may mga wala pang 1,000, 'di ba? Pero dati that was mga 8,000 yun. If I remember it right. Yung mga mamahalin na cellphone dati could cost 30,000. Pero ngayon siguro it's just baka mga wala pa ring 1,000 right now. So that's how quick technology depreciates. And so if the scientists come up with a device for this metaverse, at first ang mahal nun, 'di ba? Ang mahal nun, parang wow. 'Di ba? But then again, as time moves on, sasama mo na rin yung mga Chinese na gagawa ng mga kopya, 'di ba? Then it will eventually be cheap enough for everybody. So I don't know, kasi right now pati yung mga mahihirap, may mga smartphones na 'di ba? So it's not impossible that they would be able to afford. Actually, it is for sure everyone in the world, at least na may pera, has the capacity to earn, can have access to the technology eventually. For how long that would happen, yun ang hindi natin alam. Pero at first, siguro yung mga may pera lang muna makakabili nito. And then again, Facebook is claiming personal interactions dito sa Metaverse. So, 'di ba, parang it's let's talk about the mental health effect and yung epekto nito sa society as living organisms, 'di ba? Yung natural nature ng mga tao as social species, 'di ba? Kasi dito, kahit nasa room ka lang, you can live a virtual life. 'Di ba? You could be a loser in the real world, 'di ba? Wala, tapos sobrang astig mo dun sa virtual. And for sure that's gonna happen. There would be stuff like that. And I don't know kung paano. 'Di ba? How are you gonna I think this will create This will create social problems that I don't think Facebook or anyone else is prepared to take on eventually. Kumbaga parang they're doing it, pero I don't know, I think they're a little bit playing with fire kasi hindi mo alam kung anong, it's like it's like I would compare it to a potential environmental disaster in the making. Pero yung environment on this case would be the social fabric of humanity. Or maybe I'm just talking pessimist, 'di ba? Pessimistic lang siguro ako right now. Pero kasi I am I consider myself as a sci-fi writer. I'm writing actually a graphic novel right now na sci-fi. Not exactly like this. It's a little bit more na iba. Pero there could be similarities. I'm not gonna give it away dahil sikretong malupit ko yun. But so my point is parang these things, parang pinag-isipan ko yan ng matagal. I've been writing that for almost 2 years. So hopefully matapos ko na siya within this year. I have revised it several times already kasi I just keep ang process ko doon is to keep creating mental experiments, thought experiments kung ano mangyayari if something like this is in place, if people force something on everyone, mga ganun, how people would respond as biological species, 'di ba? And hindi ko alam kung Facebook, well, obviously they think they are capable of doing this, but I don't know how prepared they are with the problems that it might cause. Yung sinasabi kong parang environmental impact niya. I don't think they are ready for it, but I think they're just they're doing it anyway because they can. I don't know, parang ganun ng take ko at the moment. Maybe I don't know. Di ko alam kung may makakapigil sa kanila nito, 'di ba? Parang are they allowed to do this? 'Di ba? To create an entire virtual world, 'di ba? If you really think about it, kailangan ba 'yon? That could potentially ruin lives. Kasi there would be, like I said, parang wala. Hindi ka na tatayo sa bahay mo, 'di ba? You're just gonna be there, you're gonna magiging, basically you're gonna forget your physical life and just focus on the virtual life mo, 'di ba? That would cause health crises. Basta kung ano mang plural ng crisis, 'di ba? 'Di ba? It could 'di ba? It could cause, like I said, something similar to an environmental disaster in terms of our in terms of our species interaction. 'Di ba? How are you gonna find a mate, 'di ba? How 'di ba? I already imagine the different kinds of new industries that would come up. Sa sex pa lang, 'di ba? Parang you can hire strippers from all over the planet if they can achieve this. Diba? It's pwede yun. Yung realism na pinakita ko kanina. They can, I don't know. I don't know. It's so I think this is a little, ang utak ko thinks that this is a very dangerous thing right now at the moment. Maybe I would change it later on after much thought. Pag-iisipan ko kung anong pwedeng mangyari dito. But for now, Mark Zuckerberg is trying to make his mark in history as the first major player to make virtual reality a reality for everyone. And I don't know, maybe that would be his super villain act of a lifetime niya. I literally just thought about everything that I said right now. So we'll see what happens. But then again, let's change topics. As for artists, since I am an artist in the digital field, something interesting is mentioned here. So NFTs, so Facebook is gonna get into NFTs, probably a lot more active this time. Kumbaga mas magiging active sila sa market. Di ko alam kung meron ng cryptocurrency ang Facebook. I'm not sure. Pero NFTs are a thing. So there would be a virtual market. So you will have your avatar. Siguro Facebook is gonna start with this kind of avatars. Yung mga cartoony, 'di ba? Nasaan ba 'yun? May mga cartoony shit na avatars na pangit Yan Probably magsisimula sila sa ganyan muna before they get into the hyper realistic na version ng avatars sa Facebook. Siguro yan yung beta stage ng Metaverse. And you can have, parang sa Ready Player One nga, 'di ba? Meron silang pwede kang bumili ng mga virtual t-shirt, virtual kumbaga skins mo, 'di ba? Mga damit or items, kung meron kang siguro baril doon or kung ano man, 'di ba? Kung ano man meron doon. So you can siguro may superpower, pwede kang gumawa ng superpower, 'di ba? A guitar, anything. So I suppose as an artist, di ko alam kung pwede if they're gonna create a template that would not require you to learn 3D para makagawa ka ng mga customized items for the Metaverse. But di ko alam. Siguro ganun ang gagawin nila. If I'm gonna put money on it, I think yun ang gagawin nila. Kumbaga, i-modify mo na lang. Parang yung avatar nila sa Facebook na hindi ko ginagamit. Kasi hindi naman maganda, di ba? So, pwede mo siyang i-customize and then sell it. So, there would be a new kind of economy that's gonna happen, that's gonna be invented in the Metaverse, and I suppose that will fund the future versions of it. 'Di ba? Kasi sabi niya billions and billions of dollars daw ang gagastusin nila to achieve yung final form ng metaverse, or at least the first final form. I don't know. I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg has the right to do this after initial thought pa lang. 'Di ba? Gagawa ka ng bagong mundo. I don't know if I'd go far as calling it playing God. Hindi naman. I think he's just really a big dork. And like I said, this is his way, this is his version to nung ibang trip ng mga ibang billionaires. Kung yung iba space exploration, sa kanya eto metaverse. Ano pa ba? There are also talks that merong mga sinasabi na this is Facebook's way to escape, kasi the US government is hammering Facebook kasi they lost power eh. They lost a lot of power from these because of these social media giants. Hindi nila makontrol. Hirap na hirap silang kontrolin. The social media giants, Google, Facebook, they can determine elections, 'di ba? If they want to, they did that to Donald Trump, 'di ba? Twitter binan siya, Facebook binan siya for whatever reason, whether you agree to the reasons or not. Pero the point is they banned the president, 'di ba? And if he can ban Donald Trump, that I suppose that sent chills to every politician all over the world, kasi pag nagalit sa yung Facebook, they have that power and they cannot control them dahil private entity sila, and the laws were not ready for that kind of entity, activity, sa whatever you want to call it. So dun pa lang, ano na yan, ganun katindi ang power ng Facebook, diba? Ang ginawa ng Australia was trying to make them pay more, diba? Early this year, parang you're not paying enough. Parang Facebook didn't want to pay the media companies there, diba? So it was an issue. Ang ginawa ng Facebook, kasi parang Australia ruled na Facebook must follow. No, they would dun sa dinidemand. What Facebook did is they pulled out of Australia. Biglang walang Facebook sa Australia. And everybody was, what? Walang Facebook? Can you imagine all the businesses that were relying on Facebook? All of the, I don't know, even the news media people, kasi yun ang way nila. Yung traditional media is not as lucrative as it were before. So Facebook, nung binawi nila yun, nung tinanggal nila yung Facebook sa Australia, it affected them na matindi. That's the kind of power that Facebook has, and then they I suppose they settled, diba? They settled it finally. Probably Facebook got a lot of things in favor of them, diba? I don't know kung anong, di ko na nasundan yung storya, pero the point is, when Facebook pulled out of the country sa Australia, they panicked, and it was a tremendous effect sa kanila as a country. So, yun. The Metaverse is coming. Hindi ko alam. I'm not sure if we should allow Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook to do this until further. I suppose history will tell, but then again, it might be too late. Di ba? Dami ko nang naiisip na doom and gloom scenarios about this. Ang dami na talaga. The sci-fi writer in me, ang dami ko nang naisip on how this will, alam mo yun, will fuck everything up. And like I said, for now, I believe that Facebook is doing this na parang it could potentially be an environmental disaster, social environment. We don't even have a term for it. 'Di ba? Wala, parang social. Let's coin something. It would be a social fabric disaster in the making. Human social fabric disaster. Ayun, ako ang unang nagsabi noon, ha. Teka, mag-isip pa tayo na mas maganda. Hindi, yun na muna. Diba? You heard it here first on the Powerful Comicsman podcast. Yun. I suppose wala na ako ibang madadagdag. Di ko alam kung I don't think right now my money is on this is not a good idea. It is a fantastic idea, but I don't think until naisip na nila kung anong mga pwedeng gawin to avert that social fabric disaster na sinasabi ko, I think di muna dapat gawin to. I think the governments should look into Facebook plans first, and not just. I think this is not something as big as this project is. Kumbaga dapat hindi lang Facebook ang mag-oversee nitong project na to. I think different people from all over the world, experts, human, kumbaga mga tawag dito, mga psychologists, mga human, mga social engineers, I don't know, dapat because this is something new. You're gonna create a new world, an alternative world dito sa other than our physical one. Yun muna ang ating masasabi sa Metaverse. Let's see, how long had I been talking? 49 minutes. Sige, mag-ano muna tayo. Isarado nating 1 hour. Let's see if we have other things. Teka, magpalit tayo ng account. Oop! Teka. Let's see let's check out some news. What else? Eto. Jessica Jones. You know what? I don't feel like it. Let's finish this this stream right now. Powerful Comics Man podcast.